Welcome to our show, The Voices of Generation, everyone. This is our first program, and we have our honorable guest, our first speaker, Mr. Maxim Raimann. He's our country's exam director, British Council, Bangladesh. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much for having me today. Yes, my name is Maxim Raimann. I work for the British Council as Country Exams Director for Bangladesh. I've been in the country 6 months, and I'm very happy to be here with you in Chattogram with English Academy and the Voices of Generation podcast.
Thank you so much, sir. English Academy has been a landmark of success, especially in Chattogram. I mean, you have visited our campus, and what did you think about it?
I've been very impressed with the way you've gone about planning your facilities, the way that everything is organized, the way that the team all seem to know what they're doing and have their own specific roles. The fact that there seems to be a lot of communication between the team and a sense of professionalism.
Thank you. It's very kind of you, sir. We are humble. Moving on with English preparation, including IELTS. It's very important here in Bangladesh. From your vast experience, what do you think? Why is this preparation so important? And how does it open up international opportunities for students, Bangladeshi students?
I think one thing I need to say, first of all, is IELTS is a test of communication ability. It's a test of your ability to read in English and understand things, to listen and understand things, to speak and communicate your ideas, and to write and communicate your ideas. Now, these are 4 essential skills if you're going to live or study or work in a place where English is the medium of communication. So when you're preparing for a test like IELTS, you're not only preparing for the test, you're preparing to go and live in that country, to study in that country, and to be confident in everything you do.
Okay, that is a very insight. Indeed, it opens many doors. So speaking on mastering English, which skill do you think, which you just said right now, writing, listening, speaking, or, what do you call it, reading, do you believe is the most essential for students?
I mean, all skills are
If
important.
I had to choose 4.
However, we spend most of our time communicating by speaking and listening.
Okay.
And I think speaking as a human interaction is the most basic one.
Okay.
And when we speak, we're not only thinking about the words we use and the grammar we're putting together, but there's everything connected with that. It's how we look, it's our expression, it's our tone of voice, it's the speed we are speaking, it's all these different aspects. And so being able to put yourself into your communication in another language, that really happens when you speak. And when you're speaking, you're giving a bit of yourself to another person. So that's why speaking is the most important.
Thank you so much, sir. That's such a valuable insight. On that note, what would you say are some effective strategies, that can help students overcome challenges in mastering the language?
Especially if we talk about mastering speaking. There are 2 very important things. Number 1 is practice speaking. Okay. And practice speaking with people for long periods of time, for not just for 2 or 3 minutes, but for 1 hour, for 2 hours. And don't worry about making mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes in my first language. I make mistakes in my second language, which is Spanish. I make mistakes all the time. But the important thing is that people understand the general idea of what you're saying. And if you can't remember a word, I often can't remember words, find a different way to say something. Okay? I can't remember the word for table. Okay. I'll call it that thing where I put my cup. Okay? So I'm finding a different way to say it to maintain the communication.
So the person it's a table can say that.
Exactly. So remember, number 1, practice. Number 2, maintain the communication. If you forget something, if you make a mistake, don't worry. Just maintain the communication.
Great. Thank you so much for this motivation. Out of curiosity, this is what some of our students usually say, is can we excel the language in a very short duration of time with the required resources? Is it possible to master the language?
It is difficult to master a language in a short period of time, because a language is a skill and all skills take practice. But if you already have a basic level of English and you need to improve in a short period of time, maybe to get a certain score in a test, like an IELTS score, maybe 6.5, there are strategies, of course, like for all tests. For that, you do have to come to a place like English Academy, where experienced teachers will help you with those strategies, will give you tips and advice and practice and feedback. And you have to listen to the feedback and respond to it and make those changes. If you do that, yes, you can succeed.
Thank you so much, sir. Excellent tips, Maxim. Shifting gears a bit here, could you weigh in, like we have IELTS exam, both paper-based and computer delivery. Students do have a big confusion between them. Which one, how would you tell the differences between that, and what would be the benefits and challenges?
I think the really important thing to say is, one of the advantages about IELTS is the fact that you do have the two options. Not every test you have the two options. Many people in school still study with pen and paper and are more comfortable with traditional study techniques with pen and paper. But I think what we have to remember is the test can be on computer or on paper, but the essentials of the test are the same.
Okay.
The listening test is the same, whether you're taking it on paper or on a computer. Yeah. All you're doing is, maybe if you're writing one word, you're typing one word. Yeah. The reading is the same. You are reading on a screen or reading on a paper. You have to write an answer. Maybe you're choosing A, B, C. You're choosing A, or you're writing A. Okay. You're choosing B, you're writing B. It's not very, very similar, almost exactly the same experience. The speaking test doesn't change, regardless of what you're doing. So that only leaves the writing test. People are concerned. They're saying, I cannot type fast in English. You have 60 minutes to type 400 words. It's not a lot of words to type in 60 minutes. So you don't need to be able to type fast. So I don't think, if people think they're not confident typing, that's not actually a problem for you to take the computer test, because you don't need to be able to type fast. I can't type very fast, but I could still do the IELTS writing test, no problem. So what I'm trying to say is, people have a fear about the computer test. Yes. And I think in reality, you do not need to fear. Okay. And there are many advantages, in fact, to the computer-based test, because for a start, in a paper test, you have to count your words. Yeah. The computer automatically does that for you. In a paper test, when you're writing fast, maybe it becomes difficult to read. And if a person is checking your paper and they cannot read it, it's difficult for them to give a good score. But if you're typing, it's easy to read. So I think people should not have a fear of the computer test. However, they should take whichever test they're more comfortable with. Yeah. Because essentially, they are the same test. Yes, of course, the same technique and everything, same strategies. Thank you so much, sir. It's great to know that, it's great to get your perspective on how technology is evolving and how test taking is making it better. So, what are the new initiatives or upcoming projects at the British Council that our listeners should, get know about? So the British Council represents, it's the British organisation for culture and education, and we aim to build connections between the people of Britain and the people of other countries like Bangladesh. We want to create opportunities for young people. And often when we're working with organizations like English Academy, it's through the language of English and how that gives opportunities to people, whether it's study opportunities or work opportunities. And we're always looking for ways to keep growing and developing those opportunities for everyone. So, as well as the different tests we offer, whether it's an IELTS test or we have other types of English tests as well that focus on different areas. Okay. So, for example, we have foundation English test, which is a test that focuses on the lower level of English, and it focuses on English for jobs and employability.
Okay.
And we're working with the government of Bangladesh ICT division, and they are using these tests to help people prepare to get jobs in the digital sector. And we're very excited about those opportunities, working with the government of Bangladesh, helping their program for Smart Bangladesh and employability. We want to keep working with different institutes to really enhance employability for young people in Bangladesh, because we do know that, especially for university graduates, employability rates are low, less than 40%. And so we need to help people get the chances. And employers are saying that one of the big problems for young people leaving school, leaving university in Bangladesh is they still do not have the strong communication ability in English. And we want to work with different organizations, different partners to help young people develop their English skills and ability and their chances for education and better jobs.
That is
And
such a nice initiative, that enlightening response. Now for the final question to the generation out there, would you like to share something about your work experience overall? What advice would you give to our generation out there regarding your phenomenal years of working with British Council and how it keeps you motivating to keep on going every day?
So I once, last year, I was at a graduation ceremony, and it was a school graduation ceremony in Nepal. And there were two of us guest speakers, and the other guest speaker was a fascinating man. He'd had 3 careers. He started in the army of Nepal. He then went to university. He then got a job with the United Nations. He then did his master's, PhD, and now he was working as an academic in the UK.
Wow.
And so his career had changed 3 times. He'd taken a lot of opportunities, got a very well-respected job. And he was talking to the students about how lucky he was. And he said, luck is 2 things. It's preparedness, being ready to take chances, and opportunity, noticing those chances and taking them. So I think I love the way he said that, and I totally agree with him. Luck. I am a lucky person. He was a lucky person. But that luck came from 2 things: being prepared and finding the opportunities. And all of you can do that.
Great. I hope you have all heard it. And now it's been a pleasure discussing with you the important topics. And I'm sure the audience has gained a lot of insights. So thank you so much, Maxim, for coming here and taking all your valuable time to spend some time with VOG, Voices of Generation. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.